And good Saturday morning, and don't kid with us. It's not afternoon yet. Well, I can take a joke. It's still Saturday morning. A little technical issues. We hope to have gotten those fixed. I'm sure that Rodney Willis will soon let me know if he is able to hear us this morning. If I don't quit dropping my phone on my keyboard and it changing screens for me, that's twice. So got to set that thing down. All right, got you now, the man says. So,
Okay.
and big news this week, breaking news. Rodney Willis is on Twitter.
He moves into the 21st century, I believe. Right?
He is.
Twitter.
Yeah. And
What's his Twitter handle?
I don't know, Mike. Look up Rodney Willis.
Right.
I followed him back, so he'll start. He throws some stuff out there. He'll start gaining some followers along the way, right? Okay, right here you go, Mike. Just don't remember this in your head so you can find him. It's Rodney with the capital Rodney with the capital R W 852208828. Got all that? There you go.
Pretty calm.
I shouldn't have even said that. That's probably his phone number.
We do have an echo on WLON, but I'm working.
Okay, Lanny says we have an echo
echo
on WLON on the actual radio portion this morning of our show. So as long as you can handle that for a few minutes, he's working on getting us out of the cave, away from the echo. High school baseball, softball playoffs in full swing. Women's soccer playoffs are about to head to round 3, first of the week. There's just a lot going on in high school athletics with only a couple weeks of school left. As a matter of fact, I saw yesterday on Twitter or somewhere that yesterday was the last day for some school systems in the state of North Carolina. Yeah, it sure was. They will not go into June. So, yeah, it's
whereas others are going into June.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah, I think June the 2nd is the last day for students in Lincoln County. My guess is it's probably right around that time for Catawba County. So, but I was a little surprised when I saw that yesterday, that final day of school and I can't tell you the county. You know, there's 100 to choose from. So, go ahead and assume, Mike. I know you like to.
Do we normally assume that the mountain counties would be later, since they usually have snow days off and have to make up and blah, blah, blah?
So you're guessing who it's not now instead of who it is.
Right. I'm saying it's probably not Avery or.
Now I hear that echo. So is it gone?
I'm going to check.
Oh, okay. It's gone here now, but it did last for about 4 seconds there. But, the high school playoffs are going to update you all throughout the morning on Lenny's giving Rodney advice. The main thing is to not get excited. I knew you would get it straightened out.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right, we always do.
You got to bear with us. We're upgrading because what's happened is we have a new control board.
Yeah, very new.
A new control board. And,
very sleek. And,
Lanny's trying to educate Brett, which, I don't know how long that might take. But
it looks simple.
But, and then get the kinks worked out at the same time, because it's the first time the board has been used to live broadcast on WLON. Yeah. So, with that said,
upgrades sometimes take a while to work out kinks.
And it was only 13 minutes of our 2 hours, so give everybody time to get up. I know Rodney's still wearing his Raider pajamas this morning. Can you picture that? He's got his Raider pajamas on.
Not to visualize.
And
that.
I'm going to guess that Rodney is not a coffee drinker. That's just my guess.
Yeah.
I'm just my guess right off. Although he is a little edgy, coffee might
tend to nerve
maybe he doesn't need it, right? Maybe he doesn't need the coffee in the system. Oh man, just looking at a score here that got things rolling last night. 126 to 117. The Warriors take down the Mavericks for the second straight game. Both those played at Golden State or in San Francisco by the Bay. And you guys tell me that even though I haven't checked this out yet, but even though that Dallas was able to score 72 points, is that what you said? 72?
That's what
In
I heard
the,
on the way up here on ESPN.
First half, they still come away with a loss. So do the math real quick there, Brett. 117 minus 72 is that 35, 45?
50 point, less than 50.
45.
45? 45 after a 72-point first half, 45 in the second. And you made it sound like it was really the third quarter
Oh, yeah.
that doomed them. Mike said he didn't know if they scored.
13.
13? Outscored by how much in that third?
Just 12. 25-13.
But that got them back in it. That got them.
They got them back in it. They were
Of course,
down
I don't know.
19.
They were down 19 at the half. That's what I was going to say. I don't even know what they were down at the half, but
Dallas hit 15 threes in the first half, a franchise record.
I'm gonna pull that mic up a little. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
I don't want to hide my.
Don't talk with your chin.
Wanna
Please
hide
hide.
my lovely
Please
face.
hide it.
Come on now.
I just want you to hide it from me.
No.
But this puts Golden State in a great position. They're now going to travel. I'm guessing their game 3. Brett can confirm this is tomorrow. Would be my guess. Heading to Dallas to take on the Mavericks in game 3 of that series. And you know, is Golden State as good as they were when they put the titles, when they were winning titles, Brett? Are they that good again, right back to where they were, even without Durant?
No.
Not without
Not that
Durant.
good?
No.
But they did win titles before.
I know, that's what I was getting
They
at.
won one.
Just one.
Before.
Well, how many have they won during this run?
3.
3?
Three.
Okay.
Durant was there 3 years. They won the title the first 2 years, and then he tore his
Yeah.
Achilles in the playoffs that
Mm-hmm.
third try, and they lost in the finals.
I don't think they have quite the complimentary cast. They still got the 3 core guys, right?
Yeah.
Thompson, Steph, and Draymond.
Who was doing the analogy this week about Draymond and saying Draymond was Charles Barkley, or why would I have heard this? They said it's talking about boy bands, and he, you know, and I don't even know the guys in Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, but he was saying he is the so and so. He says they're not there to see you. He said you're just part of the group. I mean, he was. I don't know if it was Barkley or who.
That sounds like a pretty
Maybe
good
somebody
analogy.
else heard this, but they said, Draymond, you're not the star here. They're not. He said you try to act like you're the star and want to be the star, but you're not the star here. They're not here to see you. They're here to see. And he said, you know, Curry and Clay, I think, were the
Splash
were the
Brothers.
leaders of that boy band. And would that have been Barkley? I heard saying that, or what channel was I? You know,
Sounds
wasn't
like
Stephen A. Because
sounds
I would
like a
obviously
Barkley
remember that. It
analogy.
does. And he don't hold back either.
Well, Patrick Beverly's been on ESPN all week, and he's made a lot of.
Yeah, Patrick Beverly.
A lot of those
been
kinds
a
of
loose
comments.
cannon. I watched Get Up occasionally, and he says what he thinks.
I just cannot recall the show that I was watching at the time, and it might even just been a clip because it was so, you know, so outspoken against Draymond for whatever reason. So, who's their starting 5 when all intact are Curry and Thompson and Draymond.
Andrew Wiggins.
Kevon Looney stole the show last time. I don't know.
Yeah, he's their center. He's the big guy.
Yeah.
Looney.
Great name.
Yeah. Like Joe Don Looney in old Oklahoma running back in the 60s.
Joe Don.
Joe Don
Imagine
Looney.
that.
Is that a classic OU name or what? For Texas?
So why did this guy steal the show last night? You didn't break it down. You said he stole the show. What'd he do?
Let's see what he did.
What did Mr. Looney do? Think they got any Looney Tunes playing whenever he is introduced in front of the home crowd?
He scored 21 and 12.
Played grade D on Donich.
Okay, how? What did he hold him to?
42.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So he played great D. Mike, what? I'm glad Mike's not a defensive coordinator.
No. He held the Mavericks to 1 of 11 shooting from the field as the
He
primary
held the Mavericks to
defender.
1 of 11.
Well, he's their primary defender.
He held evidently. That was funny. He did not
Let's
hold
look,
Doncic
let's
in
look at
check.
what Luka did in the second half. I don't know how many points he scored in the second half, but I bet it wasn't that many.
Take me through Dallas's lineup, Brad. I just want.
Outside of Luka?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
There's
no Dirk.
It's just role players.
Is it really? Yet
Yeah.
they're still this far, and I'm guessing he has just had them on his back
They
as
have-
far as scoring.
They have
What's happened? Yeah.
nowhere near a second star. Jalen Brunson had 31 last night, and he's been playing well.
Oh, I'm going to tell you something about Jalen Brunson. I have heard the name,
No, he played for Villanova.
but that's about as far as it
Yep.
gets.
Yep, he did.
Don't say it and then end it in a question.
He did.
Brett knows, though. I didn't. I couldn't remember.
Well, on one of their J-Rod's title teams there. And they
Yeah.
won two
But-
and three in a matter of, 4 years?
So Brett is
He might have been there for both of them.
very familiar with him. Is he capable of being a superstar in the league? Is he capable of giving them 25 points a game? Maybe he already is. I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with what's going on with him, but I find that's
Well, he
just
had
amazing. The one guy can carry.
against Phoenix. He had 3 games over 20, and then in this Golden State series, he had 14 in Game 1 and 31 in Game 2. There are other guys, Dorian Finney-Smith. He's kind of like their Draymond. He's not going to score a lot, but he does a little bit of everything.
DFS.
Reggie Bullock.
Reggie Bullock.
How's Bullock playing? Kinston.
Against
Prodigy.
He's playing pretty well. He's one of their better defenders. He scored 21 last night. He hit 6 threes, but they hit a ton of
I
threes.
think I saw one game where
but
he
a lot
missed
of them-
like 15.
A lot of them were in the first half. I don't think they shot.
Guys, you talk
Great in the
about
second
Dallas
half.
not having any names. So you get past the big three of the Warriors. If you get rid of guys like Otto Porter Jr. and Jordan Poole.
Yeah, Jordan Poole has been awesome in the playoffs so far. I mean, yeah, he was probably an unknown before.
Yeah.
That's the first guy named Otto I've known since Otto Graham. So
Yeah. Is this the first Otto report since Otto Graham?
I doubt it. But that's
That's
Yeah,
a great name.
he's
I
from
love it.
Georgetown. He's
Love it. Otto.
kind of worked his way around. Been on a few different teams, but yeah, he's played well. They're missing some key players too.
Lenny mentioned Reggie Bullock being a member of that team. Scott Cloninger takes us back to the names. You said Joe Don. What was the guy's name you mentioned earlier?
Joe Don Looney, a running back out of Oklahoma in the early 60s.
Joe Don
He
Looney.
fizzled out in the pros. Then.
He says better college football names. Oklahoma signs quarterback General Booty.
Love that one.
Yeah. There's nothing special about his rear end.
Okay.
It's just a general booty.
General
Right?
booty.
I guess that.
Not a
yeah.
specialized booty, but a general booty.
You know, I don't know if I've ever heard anybody named General. I have heard
neither.
Major, which I've always
Yeah, I
liked
like
that as
Major.
Who's the first Major you remember?
Major Lance, R&B singer from the 60s.
General Johnson.
General Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about him. But that wasn't his real name, right?
So yeah, we were
was
going with Major, but now you got General. But I like that too, General. Yeah, I'm guessing that was just his nickname or his stage
Didn't
name.
Texas have a quarterback whose first name?
Alabama did.
Did he?
Can't believe you hadn't got it yet.
Oh,
Orlando.
Or
Major.
Major Applewhite.
Major Applewhite.
Yeah, that's not
for Texas.
That was
That's Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
Major Ogilvy.
Oh, that's right.
You know,
Major Ogilvy.
was the pretty sure he was Alabama
Yeah.
back, and I'm talking back in
Way back.
in the 70s. Golden
Probably
State
ran
doesn't
the
even
option.
have James Wiseman, said Lenny. So
Oh,
Yeah, he
Wiseman's
was-
not even playing?
now he's traveling with 2 other Wiseman.
Headed toward following a North Star.
We could get into the name game and have a lot
He's
of
been
fun.
out. I don't know if he's played all year.
The best names I can remember from college.
I don't even know
basketball.
James Wiseman.
Best names I can ever remember. One is God Shamgod, played for
Yeah.
Providence, and Baskerville Holmes.
That's a good one.
Played for Memphis.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if your last name's Holmes, you can go one of 2 ways. And fortunately, he went with Baskerville,
Baskerville,
right? He went with
He didn't-
Sherlock,
He
and
didn't go with the
no, the other.
other.
There you
Yeah.
go. Which is a much simpler name, but
Yeah.
he
Well-known name.
25-33, 25-43. kind of inconsistent for the Warriors scoring last night as well, but they did play well in the second half, putting up 68 points in that second half. Dallas, though, however, 72. That's just amazing. A 40-point quarter. You follow up a 40-point quarter with 13 when you come back after the break. Yeah. And you know what? You said they're up what? What's that add up to? 19 at the break? You know,
I don't think they were up that many, were they?
Well, let's see. It was 72 to 58. So that's
14.
72 to 58 is 14. But still, is there a chance that you come out of the locker room in the second half relaxed and, you know, like, we got a 14-point lead. We don't need to make it 25. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what was said at half, how they come out at half. You know, what if the run started instantly? I did not see the game, but you know, it's in these games like this, especially these NBA games, these things aren't over. I mean, till you know, what's a safe lead at halftime? It's 25's not safe. It's 30. I mean, we saw a couple game sevens that by halftime they were over.
Yeah,
or at least it seemed. And I never expected that. And that was Boston defeating Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. And it was Dallas, wasn't it, defeating an upset over Phoenix. And you sent me a message one time and said they're like up 40.
Yeah.
And it's not halftime yet. And
that's been the theme of these NBA playoffs, just blowout games, one way or the other.
Yeah, Memphis had a game where they beat Golden State by about 50.
Yeah. How do you account for that?
Yeah, but now I'm going to tell you, though, my theory on that was that where was that game played? I'm guessing it was at Memphis. And what game was it, and what did it do to the series?
It was 5. Golden State was up 3-1. So
and I think that's one of those games that, like, once you see you're probably going to lose, you pull your people out because you let them rest, and you don't use all that energy trying to come back and wear them out and still lose.
You do.
You know what I mean? I think sometimes beating them bad is because, you know, they played it smart. They're playing, you know. Yeah. Coach Reynolds taught us a long time ago, you don't play for a game. You play for the series. You play to win the series, and you got to plan the whole thing out in advance, you know. So
yeah.
And I think that's what happened there. I mean, I don't know
30 at the half. You're probably not going to.
I'm gonna get my. I don't want them injured. No. They might as well get some rest.
You're going to get tired.
You know? Yep. So I think that may have figured into a win like that. Brett, I guess if you had to pick right now, you're going to go with Golden State to win this series. How many you think it'll go? Will Dallas win one?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
it'll go 6.
Okay.
I hope not. I'd love a 4-game sweep, and the Warriors get rested up for the finals.
Are you just all San Francisco now?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't mind either one, honestly.
No. I mean, you know, I like competitive series.
Yeah, most time I always like to see different people win. On the other side, though, Brett, Boston, Miami is tied 1-1. The Celtics did go and steal game 2, right, in Miami. What do you think there?
I like Boston to win it, to win the series. I wasn't surprised they lost game 1. You know, they'd just come off an emotional 7-game series over Milwaukee and had to turn around and play 2 days later. Mm-hmm. I kind of expected them to lose that one, but then they played. And they were without Marcus Smart and Al Horford in game 1. They got them both back in game 2. Marcus Smart carried him. He was the star of game 2.
He had his hair tinged green, and he was lighting it up, and he was doing everything.
Did Miami win one of the titles in the COVID? Didn't they win? Did they win?
They got to the finals.
They got to the finals and lost to
the Lakers.
The Lakers, okay. So they got to the finals but did not win it. And that was when there was nobody in the stands, right?
Yeah.
Nobody in the stands.
That's when it was all in Orlando.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm guessing that
Miami's last title was when LeBron was there with Dwayne Wade.
Okay. Tonight, ABC at 8:30 tonight. If you want to watch the Heat and the Celtics, and honestly, now Brett, you can argue with me if you want to, but I would think if you really wanted to watch something entertaining and hadn't watched the NBA in a while and wanted to see one, since this series is one apiece, and they're playing in Boston, and is Boston getting a new arena? By the way,
I don't know.
Is this the last year? Are they still in TD?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, for some reason, I thought I heard this was the final year of.
I don't know.
It seems like I mean, it hadn't been. When did it open? Did it open in the 90s? Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Boston Garden shut down for, I don't know, it's still there, I think, but I think it shut down for basketball in the 90s. But and Boston Garden may not even be there.
I don't know.
With the parquet floor.
Yep. Well, they still took that with them.
Yeah, of course. That's their signature.
But yeah, I need to know that. We'll have to try to find that out. Is this the final season? For some reason, I thought I heard during the game that I was watching that final season they'll be opening the so and so. I don't know that for sure though. Maybe I dreamed it.
Speaking of arenas, since you brought it up, they're changing the name of the Carrier Dome in Syracuse to something. Now, come on.
Where's the name Carrier come from for the Carrier Dome?
It is a commercial name.
Is it?
Yeah, something Carrier up there.
So the heating and air conditioning?
Yeah, something.
They don't need much air conditioning
Yeah.
in Syracuse, but they probably do need a good heater.
Do we have to start calling it by another name other than the Carrier Dome after all these years?
What? And you don't know what it
I
is?
can't think of it, but I did.
Well, maybe it's going to be the Bayheim Center.
Bayheim Center would be good.
Yeah.
No.
And I could see that.
It's a commercial entity.
Yeah. Bayheim not gonna fork over his money for sponsorship. So
No.
yeah, it's
Even though
gonna
he
be
certainly could.
yeah, it's going to be a corporate. I got you. It's going to be one of the corporate.
The TD Garden opened in '95.
Yeah. So it's almost 30 years old. I mean, it's
I don't see anything about it closing.
Okay.
But it might be. I don't know.
yeah. I may have misheard that or just thought I heard it or something like that. But yeah.
What is the one arena in the country that probably will never change to a corporate sponsorship?
New York. I mean,
The
I can't
Rose
even.
Bowl.
Oh, the Rose Bowl. Well, I was okay. You said arena. My bad. I was going with just basketball arenas, but yeah, I would have thought
I won't be
Madison Square
surprised
Garden will never change the
You're
name.
probably right about that.
I wouldn't
Madison
think
Square.
that.
Sure.
It may
They
have a
could
sponsorship.
Yeah, they could add a sponsor
They'll
to
just
the
say
front of it.
Blah blah blah. Madison Square Garden.
Oh, it'd be Dolly
Yeah.
or James.
Yeah.
Lenny says the old Boston Garden is now gone.
Oh.
Scott Cloninger, before we take our first time out, and we're getting ready to do that, we appreciate you tuning in this morning, says a bold prediction by the horse racing man today. Scott Cloninger
What's he
says
got?
second race of the Triple Crown today, the Preakness, and Epicenter will win.
Well, didn't Epicenter finish in the top three?
What was the Rich
Strike.
Rich Strike?
I think Epicenter was second.
I'll bet on him not to win.
I'd like to know
Feel safer.
Scott's theory on why Rich Strike was pulled from the.
Yeah, let us know that, Scott. We would like to know.
Why would you? I mean, I guess it has to do with the horse's health, his training regimen. Got to be something there. You wouldn't take a shot at the at least trying to win the Triple Crown.
Maybe the owner was just being a horse's. Oh, well, never mind. We're going to take a time out. Appreciate you tuning in to Sports Talk. Back in a moment.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stiefel Nicholas can assist you. Call Fort Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stiefel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
Like, I'm in a restaurant, and 2 rooms away, a band's playing, and I can I can hear it.
That riff sounds so much like Led Zepp, which I do like that.
That's because Mike on the guitar, Brett on the drums, and thank goodness there's no
Doing
vocals.
my best Jimmy Page.
Thank goodness there's no vocals.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple messages rolling in. We'll get to those. Lenny says the Carrier Dome was named after the heating and air conditioning company.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until recently. They can call it what they want, but it will always be the Carrier Dome to me.
Me too.
The new name is like JMA Dome or
some
something
acronym.
something
that
close to that.
Yeah.
So
Terrible.
JMA. No, it's not. I know it is, but it's all about that
Oh, I know.
sponsorship and
I
that
know.
money.
I get
How many
that.
times has the Panther Stadium changed names?
Yeah, I get it.
In the history, I mean, is it 3 or 4 that it's
Yeah.
different names it's had? In its a relatively short history when you're talking about, as far as stadiums.
Yeah.
In big cities
Stadiums
go, yeah.
names change. Well, not frequently, but they do change. AT&T and San Fran is something else on the bay.
Scott Cloninger tells me, we asked about the horse not running in the race today. He said, and if you think about this, it's pretty simple. How did that horse win? Do you remember how it won? It came from behind late, right? It kicked it in.
Kicked
Okay,
it in.
This racetrack is shorter.
Okay.
The race is shorter. Rich Strike runs better in longer races, which the last race was 1.5 miles. This one's what, 1 1/4.
So it's shorter than the Derby. Okay.
So they will rest him and get ready for the
Belmont.
next race.
Hoping that he can make a late run in a longer race. again.
He says the last race is 1.5. Is the Derby also 1.5, Scott, or is it 1.4?
Oh, it was 1 1/4.
Yeah, I mean 1 1/4. That's what I meant, not 1.4. But yeah, that's good. Are they all three different then?
Yeah.
I mean that's what that would indicate,
They are
right?
different.
That all three of them are just a little bit different.
Yeah, we always knew the Belmont was the longest race of the three.
You did?
Well, I figured everybody knew it.
Well,
but
I knew.
Kentucky
Okay.
Derby is 1 1/4.
yeah.
1 1/4, and this one, the last one is 1.5. So this one is it?
The
if,
Preakness.
If it's
is
1 1/4, he should be running.
1 3/16.
Oh well,
No,
you know
well,
now he's
such
got a
difference.
break.
Yeah.
He's got a break here by a 16th of a mile. He decides
How,
to.
how far? How many yards would that be? 16th of a mile.
Oh no, we got Mike doing math live on the air.
I'm lost. I can't do that.
Charlie Walker says never do math live on the air.
So how would you do that, Brett? Divide 1760 divided by 16. Is that what that would be, or have I got the formula wrong? If it's a 16th,
Yeah.
that's the yardage. 1760 times divided by.
And the
16.
Belmont Stakes is 1.5 miles.
Yeah.
Yep. So, still, I don't know if I agree with not running it because of a 16th. 1/16 of a mile. You know, I mean, would you? Is that just an excuse he's using that the owner's using?
I don't know. You know, they bought the horse for only 30,000, which is like
110 yards.
110 yards. Okay, well,
Yeah.
it's more than I thought it would be.
It's not near enough room. 110 yards. You know, not. Come on.
And never catch him.
Yep, 110 yards. See, a horse should be able to run 110 yards in what? 6 seconds? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong there. A human can run it in 11 or 12 because, you know, I mean, so.
Did you hear about the horse that they finally he finally died eventually?
I did. I saw it. I saw it.
You saw that?
I saw
He
it. I
lost
saw
all
it.
100 races
Yeah.
he was in.
Yeah, what was his name?
Yeah, what was his
Loser?
name?
No. I don't know.
Uh,
I mean, he did. He never won a race. He entered a lot of races
Yeah.
and never won one.
Well,
and there was a bunch
he
of people
didn't
there.
care.
A whole bunch of people there
I know,
celebrating
celebrating his
funeral.
life. Yeah, funeral.
Yeah.
He just didn't care. Sometimes he wouldn't get out of the gate. I mean, we'd lope along. I mean, an athlete outran him.
Yeah,
by
I
a
did see
mile.
that. I did see that. Yeah, and it wasn't even Usain Bolt.
No,
yeah,
no, it
I-
was just the guy.
Yeah, just that. Yeah, that's my kind of horse.
But
right
he was
there.
a lovable loser.
You know what he said? He probably thought his whole life, I'm not getting anything extra for running hard.
That was right.
You know, so 2-week turnaround is very fast for a horse to recover from a race. And
Yeah.
see, I didn't ever think about that.
Yeah, that is.
I mean,
I have heard that.
Yep.
Okay.
So okay, then my next question is like, can running too soon shorten their life?
Well,
You know,
yeah,
I don't know.
That's very.
You know, I don't know if there's any proven. You know, it may be just a thought, but I don't know if there's anything proven.
You know, we don't
there
hear a lot
or not.
about it, guys. But I mean, these racing horses, they die. I mean, they're they're deaths. I mean,
Yeah, well, all animals die.
all animals die, of course. But I mean,
All humans.
track related, die of heart failure. I mean, it's a pretty
Yeah,
tough business.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, what happens a lot is not so much in the major races that we see,
Yeah.
but their horses die
That's what I'm saying.
on the track.
On the track, and
Yeah.
in races that don't get the publicity of the Triple Crown. Yeah.
Yep. But most of the time, I would guess, Mike, it's not like from overdoing it or anything. It's from injuries.
Yeah, injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, falling. Yeah, the injuries is the thing.
Lenny says Jiggy something
Yeah.
was the name of that losing horses.
Jiggy. Okay.
Lord.
Kitty. I wonder, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember. I really don't. But
It was such a great piece, wasn't it?
It was.
I mean, and there were like 50 people there for the horse's funeral.
Yep. Over 100 races, entered over 100 races, lost. But you know, I mean that. I don't know if I'd be the only horse that ever did that because you know
he just didn't care. I mean,
the horse that didn't care, he was getting jiggy with it, I guess.
yeah, that's what it was.
I don't. Yeah. Where was that?
Trying to remember.
Yeah. I was trying to remember too, but I did see it. It's been about 2 weeks ago now, right?
Right.
But
right.
I definitely did.
One of those cute little features that CBS, I think it's CBS, does at the end of the national news.
Yeah.
Feel good pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. It might even been on CBS Sunday Morning, which is
maybe it was
turned
Sunday
into one
morning.
of my favorite.
Yeah, it could be
one of my
Sunday
favorite
morning
shows that I watch quite often.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes, it is. Major League Baseball last night. It was, let's see. I got Friday. Well, Lord have mercy. Look what pops up first. Boston. Boston beats the Seattle Mariners last night 7-3. Boston now, awful start for the Red Sox to the season, but they have creeped to within 5 games of 500. Lenny says one of those Steve Hartman episodes on Sunday Morning is what it was.
Okay.
That's where they
Steve
did
Hartman,
the story
of course.
on the horse. The D-backs beat the Cubs. Oh, let me go back to Boston just a minute. Trevor Story really struggled early in his this first year with the Red Sox, but he had a 3-homer game a couple nights ago. Last night he hit a grand slam, so he's really starting to pick up his hitting a little bit for Boston, and they paid him to get that bat in the lineup, and now he's starting to produce a little bit. D-backs beat the Cubs 10-6. Rojas with hit 3 home runs in the game for that's Josh Rojas, 3 home runs for the Diamondbacks in that win. Cardinals over the Pirates 5-1. Adam Wainwright pitching in his 48th year. Pitched 7 innings of 1 run ball. The man just never grows old, does he? He's I don't know how old he is. It just seems like
40.
he has been around. Is he 40?
Yeah.
Seems like he's been around a long time.
2005 was his first year in the big leagues.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I know when they were winning a couple World Series, he got a lot of publicity. Who was their other guy on the mound? They had Wainwright and
Carpenter? Was it Chris Carpenter?
It was, yeah. I had Carpenter in my mind, but I thought, no, that's not right because
I think they were around the same time.
But because they have a position player named Carpenter as well.
Matt Carpenter.
Matt,
I don't know if he's still there, but yeah.
But they were good then and winning a title or two. But I just don't think that Wainwright maybe gets the publicity or the credit that he deserves for the longevity and just being a solid pitcher. He's 5-3 this year, 2.87 ERA at 40 years old. I mean, think about that. Is he the Tom Brady? He don't have as many rings. But, that's who it puts me in the mind
I saw
of.
something about the battery of him and Molina and how many games they had won together.
I wonder how many pitches
And
Molina has caught
from
from Wainwright.
But I can't remember if it said they had the most wins all time as a back. I didn't
And
see
how old's
the
Molina?
exact stat. Yeah, he's
got to be knocking on that 40 door.
39.
Yeah, he's knocking on it.
And they also have he'll turn 40 during this season. Pujols, who's 42 now, back with the Cardinals.
Okay, so just before I even continue, and we're not going to stay on this long. Is that 3 Hall of Famers?
Oh yeah.
All 3?
Yeah.
All 3.
Yeah.
Pujols is obvious because of where he is in the home run.
Yeah, well, I think Molina's,
I think he's Hall of Fame.
one of the best catchers of the last.
So,
20
I guess the only one I was doubting is Wainwright. So I don't know his career stats, but I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, and those guys have been. I don't know if they've been. Well, I know they haven't been Cardinals their entire career because Pujols left and came back. But
the other 2 have.
Pretty much okay, so both of them have. They've been there their entire
I think
career.
so.
Yeah. I don't remember Wainwright.
Unless they got traded
real early.
Yeah. And that, maybe in the minor league system.
Okay, what team would come to your mind if I said, okay, name me a team right now that has 3 future Hall of Famers on their roster? I mean, the first thing that come to mind would be the Yankees probably because of all those power hitters. But
the Yankees and Dodgers.
And the Dodgers,
do.
yeah. But that's
Freddie Freeman's a Hall of Famer. Clayton Kershaw's a Hall of Famer. Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
Yeah, those 3 will be in the Hall of Fame.
Is there another team that you would think of for? You know what would be a good? Well, Madison Bumgarner be a Major League Hall of Famer.
He is in my book.
I know he is, and I mean,
Probably so.
World Series
just,
MVP
just
at
because
least
of
once.
his playoff career.
His playoff career has been
that's gonna-
sterling.
that's
as
gonna
good as
help.
Anybody.
Was he on the Giants all three?
All three.
Yeah, that's
2010,
major.
2012, 2014.
Yep. I'd like to see. I'm not even gonna pull it up, but I just
Adam Wainwright is 189 and 108.
yeah.
Bad.
Winning 200 would
That would
help.
That would
11
cement
more
it
wins
for
would
him.
help,
Yeah.
and he won't get
Trying
11
to find
this
his
year. I wouldn't
career.
think.
Oh, here's ERA is 334 over 17
Decent.
years.
Very decent.
Oh yeah, that's starting pitcher under fours.
Yeah.
Yeah, under fours. is good.
287 this year.
Yep. Lenny says the Red Sox on a 3-game winning streak.
Over 2,000 strikeouts.
He says Story had 0 home runs first 30 games, 6 home runs in the last 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's he's starting to. Weather's warming up, and he's warming up. Yeah, I would agree on Wainwright. I think he'll get there. And Bumgarner, I don't know why Bumgarner crossed my mind. I never really gave that any thought, but that is, I don't know what his numbers are, but would that one even be debatable? Or you think? I'm telling you, don't forget the Baseball Hall of Fame is the hardest one to get in.
It is.
Yeah.
Baseball writers are the most finicky, hardcore group.
Left-handed pitchers have an edge. Now, I'm not talking about on the mound. I'm talking about
They
as far
definitely
as
do on the mound.
They do, yeah. As far as getting in, do they have an edge? I don't know.
Bumgarner
I
has
don't know.
329 career ERA,
And how many wins?
129.
129. So he's not going to get
Yeah,
anywhere
but
near
you
200.
got to look at the World Series and the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, winning championships.
Mr. October. I mean, that's when.
But baseball is also the sport that, everybody says you can't be the greatest in football or basketball if you're not winning titles. Baseball, not necessarily, that way.
Bumgarner's never had a great win-loss record.
No.
Well, I mean, he's 129 and 108.
Right.
His best year was 18 and 9 in 2015.
No, you're right. Not an exceptional one-loss record percentage-wise.
Yep.
But you got to look at compare his World Series performances to any other pitcher of modern times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he's been great.
Yeah.
Is in the World Series.
I was trying to think somebody that comes to mind that, is Mike Trout. Mike Trout's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
Chances are he's never going to win a championship.
No.
Not unless he changes teams. Now I know the Angels don't get me wrong.
They have played pretty well.
They're in the hunt now. But if you tell me the Angels are going to have to beat the Astros and the Yankees and White Sox, whoever else it may be, going to beat 2 of them along the way, they're not doing it.
But would it
They're
be
not doing
refreshing if
that.
they did make a run? I think.
I don't know. I would like to see it for Trout. That's about the only reason I'd care. I like to see him. I can't even Ohtani, and then I'm done with the Angels.
Ohtani's one of the most exciting talents to come along in many years.
But he's not even he's not having the year close to last year, is he? At this point,
I don't think so.
Yeah. Let's go on through the scoreboard here. The Cardinals beat the Pirates 5-3. That's the last one that I mentioned because Wainwright winning yet another game. Braves beat the Marlins by a score of 5-3. Braves now within 3 games of the 500 mark. Ronald Acuna Jr. led off the game with a double and later singled and stole a base. So he had a big night offensively for Atlanta. Dodgers on the road beat the Phillies. Freddie Freeman singled 3 times, drove in a pair of runs. And I believe I saw that the Phillies had 2 on in the 9th when it ended.
They did. It was 4-0 going into the 9th, and they
Was it?
scored a run. And they did have 2 guys on.
Yep.
And the Dodgers are starting to run away with the division already, in my view.
Let me mention the Phillies first, though. They can't beat good teams. What'd you tell me they were 3-6 against the Mets already?
They did. They beat the Dodgers 3 out of 4 last weekend
In L.A. Yeah.
And the Dodgers, they were on a 4-game losing streak, and then they won that last game against the Phillies, and they've won 6 in a row.
And they're ready to pay Philly back.
Yeah, I hope so.
In the city of brotherly love.
Yeah.
But Phillies lineup is as good as anybody.
Yeah.
Right
Well,
up there with the Yankees, I think.
Right. So when they hold somebody to 4 runs, they should win the game. Is what I mean. That's a number that they should be able to out hit a team and win that game, right? But
they are without Bryce Harper right now. I don't think it's anything major. I think he'll be back soon.
I don't like to hear that. He's one of my favorite players to watch. He gives it 100% every minute. Mike mentioned this one earlier. The Orioles, a walk-off win. Odor with a 2-run homer, walk-off win in the 13th inning. And I see here it says snap A, so I'm guessing a losing streak. The question
or
is
a winning
how
streak
many.
for Tampa, maybe.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was.
They snapped a 15-game losing streak to Tampa.
To Tampa. Just to Tampa. Wow. That's domination of one team, is it not? Poor old Orioles.
Yeah.
They get dominated by quite a few. It does seem
15
like.
15 in a row.
8-6 last night in that extra inning game. And as you guys said with the rules, it's hard to go 13. But that one did go 13 last night. Blue Jays over the Reds 2-1. It was the Guardians over the Tigers 6-1. Poor old Tigers now 13-26 on the season. Twins need to send Miggy off, send him a nice farewell, and let him go play on a contender after the All-Star break. Just go get with somebody that might make the playoffs. You know what I mean? So, Twins over the Royals 6-4. Rangers 3-0 over the Astros. That's Chris Woodward. Never mind. That's the manager walking there. I don't know if he changed pitchers or not. But anybody,
Martin Perez, a complete game shutout.
How about anytime you go, you can shut out the Astros. You've had a pretty good performance.
Yeah.
One of the better hitting teams in baseball. 25-15 are the Astros, but they do lose last night. Even though they out-hit Texas.
Yeah, they had 8 hits.
8 hits to 5. They still lose the game 3-0.
Wow, the Rangers are only 2 games below 500. They're usually already an also range.
They're a little better.
Better.
Brett's former shortstop is on that on that team. So out of Northwest Cabarrus. Let's see. The Brewers beat the Nationals 7-0. Wonder if Mr. Brewer got to slide down the beer slide any last night. Any home runs in that game? That's one of the highlights, right? I saw this question the other day. Said which team has a human mascot? And it was him. What is his name?
I don't know.
The A's beat the Angels 4-2. Angels are 24-17, however, still a pretty good record. The Padres beat the Giants 8-7, and a couple rainouts last night in New York. The Yankees and White Sox got rained out, and out in Colorado, all it says here is inclement weather. It doesn't say, but
Snow.
They were calling for snow.
Yeah.
In Denver yesterday, and I don't know if that's what they got or not, but it did not.
Yeah,
get
it said 36 degrees and heavy snow.
Really, a little different from what we experienced yesterday. Right? Just barely. Could you imagine flying from one of those cities to the other and don't listen to the weather forecast? That would be shock either way. The Yankees lead the American League East at 28-10. Tampa Bay is next at 5.5 out. In the Central, it's the Twins leading the division by 3.5. They're 23-16, 3.5 over Chicago. The White Sox an even 500. In the West, the Astros and the Angels. I don't know if this will go on all year long. Does the Angels they have the longevity here to?
Yeah,
I
that's the question.
I guess injuries would come into play, and you always hope they don't. But Astros 25-15, the Angels 24-17, so pretty much a virtual tie there between those two teams. Then comes Texas, Seattle, and Oakland, all pretty close to each other. The Mets lead the East 26-14.
Is that the biggest surprise of the season? No.
Brett told me no.
Start.
Brett convinced me no, that it's not a surprise because that they added good pieces to their roster in the off season, unlike Boston. Yeah.
They did just lose Scherzer for 6
Yeah, I saw.
six to
I was
8
watching
weeks.
the other night when he walked off the
Yeah.
mound. Did you guys see that? He threw a pitch. He threw a slider. Something wasn't right. He felt something, and he did this to the bench and said, "I'm out." He was motioning and saying, "I'm out. I'm done. Come get me," and he didn't throw another pitch. And usually, you don't see that.
No.
You don't see, especially from somebody like him, that would probably pitch every day if they let him. But yeah, he needed to come out, and he did go out.
Well, the
and of
Dodgers
course-
tried that last year in the playoffs, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah,
You remember he missed a couple scheduled starts against the Braves in that series with a dead arm.
yeah.
And
Well, wonder if that's what.
I wonder if
Surely that wouldn't happen in the middle of a game like
the
that.
Dodgers
though, would
just
it?
put too much on him. And he's still feeling that.
Could be. Did they knew he was going to be a free agent?
Yeah.
we'll ruin him for the next guys. That's what we're going to do. You never know, do you? Hey, gamesmanship, right? Let's see. Where did I get to? The Mets. We were on the Mets. They lead the Phillies by 7.5. That's a big lead in that division this early. The Braves are also 7.5 out. The Marlins 8. The Nationals 13. In the Central, it's the Brewers, 25-14. But the Cardinals are hanging right in there, 4 games back. In the West, the Dodgers have 26 wins, the Padres 25, the Giants 22, and the D-backs 20, and even Colorado 18. So 7.5 games separates the entire division, but the Dodgers' lead over the Padres is a mere game and a half. The Dodgers are going to be in the running all year, and they might even sit on top all year.
Yeah.
Do you guys see the Padres or the Giants as being the strongest contender here to
It's a little
try and
early to
dethrone the
say.
Dodgers?
I'm hoping the Giants, but it could be
Roster-wise, I think San Diego has
Tatis
a more
coming
talented
back?
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the timetable is. I mean, he might still be months away. I don't know, but
He would be a big plus.
they seem to have
two
really
reasons.
good starting pitching anyway. I don't know about their bullpen. I hadn't seen enough of them, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't count. Both of those teams probably be in the playoffs, or all three. Yeah, however you want to look at it. The Giants won the division by a game last year.
But there's a good chance one of them has to play that one-game play-in. Like right now, it would be the Giants and the D-backs. They'd go all the way down to 4, wouldn't it? Am I looking at it wrong?
I don't remember what the playoff setup is.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, me either. I'm not gonna.
I don't know how many teams
we
make
had
it this
7
year.
one year.
Yeah,
I don't know if
it's-
7's was not a normal year, right? Or we had 8 one
8
year.
in the COVID year.
Yeah, we had 8 one
8
year.
teams on each side.
I actually enjoyed that, to be honest with you. Wouldn't mind seeing that as a permanent thing. And I, for one, hate to say it, every year I'm still totally against that one game.
I don't like the one game.
Yeah.
Um,
No, especially in a situation like last year when your Dodgers and the Giants both had the most wins together.
yeah, the Dodgers had the
Most
second
wins
best
in-
record
Yeah.
And-
Giants
in the whole major league, and had to play in a
Right.
one game.
They had to be
Yeah,
playing
that's
a
true.
one game.
And they won it, but then it still throws off your pitching. You have to use your best pitcher to win that one game, and then
Well, I don't care if they want it or not. They can lose it. And I hate to see somebody eliminated
Yeah.
in one game when baseball playoffs are all about the series.
well, I don't think it's
Yeah.
set up that way this year.
Okay. Good. We've got to take a time out. Lenny says if Wainwright and Molina get 21 starts this year, they will break the all-time record for starts as a battery. The record holder is – you guys never get this one.
What
They're
for
old,
batteries.
what era?
70s, 80s, Detroit Tigers. I'll even throw that out there for you.
God.
Lenny also says, I think I read Harper cannot throw for like 6 to 8 weeks. Elbow issue, but he is cleared to DH. Well, that's good. He's also a good outfielder too, though.
Yeah.
So it takes away from you defensively. Says he hasn't played the last 4 or 5 games because of this. So they
I
definitely
knew
need
he
his
missed
bat in
the
lineup.
last game of that Dodger series last weekend, and they said he was getting an injection in that elbow. But they didn't say how long. The way they made it sound, it wasn't going to keep him out very long.
Yep. The answer to that trivia question and I'm pretty sure I got the team right, but it was Wayne. It wasn't even a trivia question, but I just used it as one. And Lenny said Wainwright and Molina if they get 21 starts, they break the all-time records as a battery. That record belonged to Mickey Lolich and Bill Freehand.
Wow, Mickey Lolich.
And I think that Freehand, I think, was a long time Tiger catcher, if I'm not mistaken. So
and I certainly remember Lolich.
Oh yeah, I do too. And I think that had to be with the Tigers.
Yep.
During that. Lenny can tell me if I'm wrong about that, but it seemed like that would have been a Detroit Tiger thing.
Can you name the Detroit pitcher who won 31 games in the season?
Denny McClain.
Right.
Yep. Can you name the one that talked to the baseball?
Oh, yeah, that was
so you can't name it.
They called him the Bird.
Yeah. Mark the Bird Fidrich.
Mark the Bird Fidrich.
All right, we'll take a time out. Appreciate you tuning in to Sports Talk this morning. How deep have we gotten? Detroit Tigers trivia. Thanks for tuning in.
Pretty low.
Back in a moment.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stifel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
And welcome back to Sports Talk. I was going to say welcome inside our studio. Lights. We got cameras, but not a lot of action.
No.
Not a lot of action. Ah, man. The Preakness today. What time's that thing going to be ran? They're not going to run it in the dark, are they? Like we almost had the Kentucky Derby. That's had to be the latest start ever. And it might have matched one. Yeah, I know they might have done it for a while, but it was.
It'll probably be around that 6:30, 7 o'clock time frame.
You think?
Yeah. It's probably not going to get the 4 hours of pre-race coverage.
Does it really matter at what time? I mean, if you're going to watch it, you're going to watch it, right? Yeah. So it don't matter if it was run today at noon or if it was run tonight at 9.
Yeah.
The people that are going to watch it are going to watch it no matter what. I'd like to know what the views are in the Preakness compared to the Derby.
The Derby by far.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'd like to see the difference. But you know,
and without a Triple Crown threat this year, it could be even less for the Preakness.
You know, the Belmont can always either be the most watched
or the least
watched,
yeah.
Depending on. And this year it's probably going to be
the least.
Well, will it? Because you know, I still think a lot of people will want to tune into that
to see Rich Strike. Yeah,
to see if it wins 2 legs.
True.
And okay, if you were a horse racing fan, I'm not saying you're not, but if you're a big horse racing fan, and would you want to see that horse? Would that not disappoint you if he won the 3rd leg? That would disappoint you because he wasn't in the second one. You know.
Yeah.
And then it's always for the rest of their life what might have been. You know. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would bother me.
Up until the Derby, he only won like 100,000 in his career. Then the Derby.
Races?
No, money. And then the Derby was a $1.8 million or $1.6 million.
Seemed like it's 1.8.
Yeah.
It seems like that was. I'm surprised it's not higher than that. You know, I mean, for
what I want to see is how he's going to act in the after the race. You know, he got a little feisty at the end of the Derby when the lead horse came in to take him over to the paddock or wherever.
That was funny when he was biting on that other horse.
Biting on the other horse.
I you know, and wouldn't quit.
No.
He would not let up. Did you see that, Brett?
Yeah.
He just never would let up. He was just biting him on.
It was like a Jack Russell of horses.
Yeah. The camera had to stay on him because he was a Derby winner.
He wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was competing, that's for sure. And a lot bigger, though.
Yeah.
And probably could do a little more damage. Although that's up for debate as well. But could a horse do more damage than a Jack Russell? Well, depending on what kind of damage you're talking about.
Well, there's something about the breed you must like. This is your 3rd or 4th Jack Daniels.
3rd one, Jack Daniels. my 3rd or 4th Jack Daniels.
Slip of the tongue
the morning.
There, but, I did that last night too.
What, Jack Daniels?
Slipping? No.
Oh my goodness,
Meant
that's funny.
West Lincoln, said East Lincoln.
Yeah, you did. Call
For
Billy
one
Baker.
Of, for one of West Lincoln's all-time
Billy
greats.
Baker so nice to us last night.
He was
and
terrific.
Yep, and the fellas in the press box.
Hospitality.
Great hospitality. Yeah, here's the best hospitality you could ask for yesterday. The AC
Oh,
in the press box.
and I said right beside.
Well, yes, you did.
2 feet away.
Yes, you did. That's it's a good thing you were with me last night, not Rick. That's all I got to say, because he would have whined all night about that cold air
Oh, yeah.
blowing on him.
Yeah,
I can hear it now. So,
yeah.
it's cold in here. I'm about to freeze. That's what we'd have got for 7 innings last night. Scott Klinger sends me a message and says, what days will the high school baseball playoffs run this coming week? And I think it's set for set beside of Seth Keener last night, who's the head of the umpires. And he said you basically got 6 days
Monday through Saturday.
to get in 3 games.
Yep.
Now, he said most teams, softball and baseball, will work on the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule.
Oh,
and
they do it.
and have a
with the
day off in between.
I was thinking Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
The first thing I got last night, do you know Mike London?
Yes.
He's a Salisbury
Yep.
Post.
He tweeted out that this, so he must have talked to the coach before he put it on there. This thing is set for Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Right.
And, that's, of course, Saturday being the if necessary
Sure.
game. But that, to me, it makes the most sense, because guess what? If it rains on Tuesday, you can play Wednesday and Thursday.
That's right.
And there's a good chance of rain this coming week,
There
too.
is.
I hope I don't make the trip to China Grove, down around China Grove,
China Grove.
I hope I don't make
Whoa.
that trip for multiple times just to get the first game in, and that's always this time of year. That's something is possible,
Yeah. In the spring, that's been pretty much free of a lot of weather issues, wouldn't you say? I mean,
Yep. We hadn't had, knock on wood, I shouldn't even say it, a whole lot of the severe weather and things like that we're kind of used to. So,
And I like the
and I'm
fact-
glad of that.
Yeah, I like the day off. You don't want kids, it's going to miss. To get being very late from road games, having to play the next day. Yeah.
Quite honestly, most teams do good to have 2 solid starting pitchers. This gives you an opportunity for that guy that starts in game 1, depending on how many pitches he throws, to throw some in game 3.
See, I don't like that.
You don't?
In a 3-game series, I think
You should use
you
3
pitch
pitchers.
one time and you're done.
Yeah. Well, it's all about pitch. Well, it's pitch counts on one day, right?
So if you had 3 aces or 3 guys that were all pretty close to each other, would you want to schedule it Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Yeah. I think it ought to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The state championships, I don't know what they are now, but they used to be played in 2 days.
They are played in 2
Yeah.
days. They
So
are.
why do this over 5
Yep.
days?
They're and they let them play on Sunday in baseball. So you either play Friday a game and 2 on Saturday if needed, or you play 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday.
Yeah, so nobody's
if
pitching
needed.
twice.
So, yeah,
And no starter is
yep.
pitching twice in those,
Yep.
unless they,
But you
come in
know,
as a closer for a game or something.
Here's the part that bothers me. If you got that many days to get it in, who makes that decision? Which coach is going to make that? And if they don't agree, do they turn to the state and they say, well, here's what you got to do? Then you got to do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, because that's the way it is in the book or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if that's it or not, but there's got to be something somewhere that
I don't know
if they
that
don't agree.
at the state championship level, I like the idea of double headers. I just think that really wears kids out. That's been my experience in watching them.
Yep, but every year they
do
do
it.
They
They
do
do
it.
it.
Yep. And
I just want to get it over with.
there are a lot of serious. Well, you think about it though, Mike. Most of those teams are, I'd say 90% of those teams are an hour
I know.
to 3 hours away,
It's
or
about
4 hours away from the
It's about
venue they're
travel
playing at.
expenses, I know that.
Overnight stay,
Yeah.
for some of them, and then you got a lot of them still have school on Monday.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
In Lincoln County, they'll play next weekend, but there will be school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not on Monday. It's Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, that's another thing. We're going to play this thing on a holiday weekend? I guess you are.
Yeah.
Next weekend's holiday weekend, right? Got Memorial Day, but the state finals will be set for not the Monday, but think about how many people will go out of town on, Memorial Day. Brett has had the stat of the day this morning, and the stat of the day to me was a score that he gave me.
Okay.
Yeah, he said that Randleman and East Rowan had played South Rowan, South Rowan, right, Brett?
Yep.
East was good too, so I keep getting them mixed up because they played each other.
Oh, yeah, I've heard the stat. That is
Tuesday.
a good one.
But Randleman played South Rowan this year. Now, South Rowan's got how many losses? 1?
4.
4?
Yeah.
Well, one of them's to Randleman, and it was 19-2. So how good is this Randleman team that's playing in the 2? I'll tell you how good they are. Right now, in 4 playoff games, 53-0.
Yeah.
Never seen that.
I haven't either.
Never seen. You might have seen along the way a team pitch 4 shutouts. But they hadn't put the offensive numbers up there. They needed those shutouts because they were winning 2-0 and 4-0 and things like that. But
well, from what I've heard, what was your statement that only had 2 homegrown players, so to speak?
That was not my statement. Please don't put those words in my mouth.
All
that
right,
was not my statement. Mike loves to do that. Yeah, okay. I said I was told.
You were told.
Yeah.
Okay. According to a source that told David, how's that? That's better attribution.
Yeah, and it was probably, Mike, you know how those things go. It probably went through 12 people before I got it.
Yeah.
And
rumor mill.
Yeah.
Innuendos.
And it was
probably not correct.
It probably dropped one every time the story was told.
Yeah.
Probably
they actually had 2 players that weren't homegrown.
Right. Yeah, and by the time it got
maybe I committed a Nick Sabanism.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mike always wants to jump into the controversial issues and, without the facts. So if you read that in the newspaper, let me know.
What great
Wait a minute. I wouldn't do that if I were writing the story. Though.
What great high school sports team does have all homegrown players these days?
That's true.
That's the way I see it.
It don't happen anymore. It don't happen anymore.
And by homegrown, I would have to qualify. You grew up in the area, played on
that's
youth
pretty much
teams,
it, yeah.
Played on youth teams, all the way through. Live in the neighborhood.
Born there and lived there.
I think, live in that school district.
Living most of your career.
But Randleman's numbers are unbelievable.
Like go to that Randleman's, whatever middle school feeds into Randleman High School,
Yep, Lenny sent me the same message. 53-0. Outscored their opponents 53-0. And I'm a firm believer that I shouldn't even say it and offend anybody, but you look at the brackets in football, and Mike and I talked about this last night. Football, and I'm not so sure about baseball, but I'm not so sure about basketball, but baseball would fall under this category. 2A might be stronger.
Yeah.
And one thing about if you're in the 2A football playoffs, you got to go through Shelby and Reidsville just about every year.
Yeah.
And there is no Shelby and Reidsville in 3. Now, you had Dudley, but you got these teams that pop up occasionally. You know what I'm saying? It's different people instead of that, that wall that's in front of you that says Golden Lines on it.
Yeah.
And they had a year. They've had their bad year. They lost to Hendersonville a couple of years ago in the 3rd or 4th round. But they bounced back and won it, and won it again. And this year, you're talking about a team that had a running clock against Reidsville.
Yep.
When's the last time that happened?
Yeah,
somebody had a running clock.
Just another brick in the wall.
Playing Reidsville. Now, they did get challenged a little bit by Wallace Rosehill, but that's because they had probably an NFL running back on that team, did Wallace Rosehill, who I think he had about 250 yards in that game against Shelby. But they pretty much let him have his yards, and then they'd throw a touchdown pass on the first play. So the defense is getting worn down, right? Because they're scoring every time they touch the ball.
Well, they're looking at the Shelby offense this past year. They simply could not be stopped. They had so many weapons on the edge.
And you know what? All the teams that had to play them are going to be so thankful that they graduated 2 of those offensive starters.
Yeah.
Because that's it. It was either 2 or 3 on the offensive side. Everybody else is back, including the quarterback.
And he's good.
He is good.
They did lose 2 or 3 stalwarts on the defense, but I don't figure that's going to slow them down much.
We're going to go through the baseball scores from last night. First, let me go ahead and tell you, East Lincoln softball was eliminated last night, 24-0.
Great season.
And fall Davidson County girls athletics is hard to beat.
Basketball,
and
softball.
Yeah, and teams come out of there that just spoil people's seasons each and every year, and it happened last night. Central Davidson knocked off East Lincoln 2-1 in that game last night. Let's see, I didn't think I had anything, but now that I think about it,
do have something.
I probably do. East Lincoln does a terrific job of sending me information all year long. Let's see. Oh, wow. I did not know this part till just now.
Okay.
10 innings.
Oh, that is tough.
10 innings. Yep.
Tough loss.
Central Davidson took the lead in the second. East Lincoln tied it in the fourth. Nobody scored again to the top of the 10th when Central Davidson got a run and then held East Lincoln scoreless to win the game 2-1. 2-6-2 for Central Davidson, 1-5-1. So pitch dominated by the pitchers.
Yep.
Dominated by the pitchers.
That's softball playoffs are.
Yep. And guess what? These pitchers went all 10 innings. It says here that Salem Ward was the pitcher for the winning pitcher for Central Davidson. Went all 10 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 walks, struck out 10. Losing pitcher was Madison Currents. She came into the game in the fourth and gave up the winning run in the 10th. So tough luck. And it makes me wonder now what happened to
the starter.
Corral. Yep. Leah Corral started the game, gave up 1 run on 2 hits, 2 walks, and hit 2 batters. But it doesn't say what the reason was.
But it sounded like
she didn't come out of the game because she gave up 1 run.
Yeah.
I would think so. Although she did walk 2 batters and hit 2, maybe she was having problems with. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know the reason there. But East Lincoln ends their season 24-1, and honestly, guys, they were about the same record last year. When they got knocked out, might have been the same round. Might have been the fourth round.
I think
it might have been the 4th round last year when they were eliminated. Also in a home game, they got it going on. I mean, their softball program is really strong, but they just cannot. They just haven't found a way yet to get over the hump.
To get over the hump of the very late rounds to get into a regional final. But hey, that's no knock. They have a heck of a program.
In high school baseball last night, Mike, if you got your book and stats out handy, East Lincoln, 3 runs in the top of the first. That really set the tone for the entire game last night. And the Mustangs hold on to win at St. Stephen's. Played them 4 times this year. Each team won twice. And East Lincoln wins last night 4-1 and advances to the Western Regionals. Mike and I were thinking about it, and we're pretty sure that East Lincoln did play in the 2A West Regionals 10, 12 years ago against East Rutherford.
We're pretty sure about that now.
Because it was a 3-game
We were thinking
series.
about it after the game.
Yep.
When's the last time East got this far?
There you go. Bless you.
Couldn't help that one. Sorry.
But
yeah, and then I think maybe in 1980.
A very consistent program they've been.
They have been
under Mateel, no doubt about it.
Just a solid program.
This one, if you go back and look, most of their losses came early in the season, early in the conference season, and then they kind of, they did lose in the conference tournament, but they kind of come back and made a run, and a win in the final game that they did not get against North Lincoln would have created, if I'm not mistaken, a co-championship, because East and North would have wound up tied for first with St. and Ford tied for second or third if they had won that game, but they did. North beat them twice, but here they are.
And so did St. Stephen's until.
Yeah, but they split with St.
That's right.
So North beat them twice in just 2 matchups. That's all they played.
Yeah, the regular season matchups.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it is all about matchups and all about pitching and timely hitting. And last night, East Lincoln got a little bit of both, and they won.
Yeah, I mean, all the most of the scoring bunched into that first inning. Really, Trey Spees had an RBI double, and then 2 batters later, Evan Mateel, the freshman, who, as you said, David, has improved steadily. The big 2 RBI single into left field
with 2 outs.
with 2
Had
outs.
some pressure on him.
That was with 2 outs. So. And then added insurance run in the 6th, just sort of squeezed that one in. Gavin Hauser did have the RBI single, but they squeezed, got a sac fly to get a runner in scoring position. Yeah, and, of course, look at the pitching. Carson Dale, right, the starter, a second straight complete game for an East Lincoln pitcher in the playoffs. Maybe they had more, I don't know, but at least the last 2. Gave up only 4 hits, and as you mentioned earlier, none in more than only.
Oh, they were only one, never more than one in an inning.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Never more than
say.
one in an inning. Yes.
4 hitter for Dale, 6 strikeouts. He did walk 4, but good defense. Bailed him out in a couple tight situations, and 1 run St. Stephen's got was earned. Very impressed by East Lincoln's defense last night. Gavin Hauser had turned a critical double play on a hard hit ball down the first base line. Then he stepped on first to double off a runner. So just a solid effort.
4 walks last night to Garrett Michelle.
Yeah.
One of which was intentional.
Yeah.
After he hit one about 30 feet up in the trees in right field foul.
Yep.
I mean, it was a I mean, what the ball he hit there in the first inning on that foul ball would have been out of I don't know, a major league ballpark that would have held it. I mean, he crushed it.
Yeah. Hauser 2 for 4 with an RBI. Spees 2 for 4, both extra base hits with an RBI. I mentioned Mateil's big 2-run single.
Did I mention it would have been 40 rows up at Yankee Stadium?
Is he left-handed?
Mm-hmm. But now he will hit the ball the other way. On the game we had on Tuesday, he hit the this high from a foot from the top of the wall on a shot almost down the left field line.
Yeah.
So he can spray it around.
Fields.
Yep, he can spray it around.
You think of him as a pull hitter, a straight pull hitter, but that's not the case.
Well, most of those pitchers are pitching away because they don't want him to hit 30 to 50 feet up in the trees. So they're trying to. I wouldn't want him hitting line drives back at him.
But he plays infield and throws right-handed, right?
Yep. Yeah. East Lincoln's first 7 batters, 5 hit from the left side.
Yeah, that's such an advantage. To have that.
They do. 5 hit from the left side. You don't see that every day.
No.
Even the right hand, like you just mentioned, even some of the right-handed throwers bat from the left side. So.
That's very true.
Hear that, parents? Effective hitters. Is that all you got? I can give you a few things here for East Lincoln last night. We didn't mention this, but Gavin Hauser played terrific defense at first base.
Yeah, I did mention that.
Okay, my bad. I was reading.
Yeah,
So
I mentioned
so
the double play, too.
Yeah, nice snag, and then he also made a really good play on a sharp hit ground ball.
He did.
Later. Garrett Michelle, 4 walks, scored a run. Gavin Hauser, 2 for 4 at the plate. Trey Spees, 2 for 4 at the plate. Evan Mateil, 2 for 4 at the plate. And Mateil drove in 2, while Spees and Hauser had an RBI each. Mikey Ross, 1 for 3 with a run scored. Chris Mateil says of his defense last night, the whole team played well. No errors in the game. I played error-free once again. He said that Armstrong, Spees, Michelle, Hauser, 8 assists and 11 putouts heading to the Western Regional Final against South Rowan. So they were excited. I mean, you could tell they celebrated that win after the game like, they were going to the state then. But
and that's even more impressive. St. Stephen's have been hot. They just came off, a 10-0 shutout of number 1 seed Ledford, I believe.
2 seed.
2 seed, okay.
Yep, 2 seed, but 1 seed's still alive.
Yeah, St. Stephen's was playing very well, and they had to go up there to St. Stephen's and did the job.
What is kind of strange is on one side of the bracket you had the 5, North Lincoln, at the 1, South Rowan, and the other one was a 10-11 game. But that's misleading.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know how the seeding works, all conference champs get seeded first.
Yeah.
And obviously, there were a lot of conference champs that weren't as good as East Lincoln and St. Stephen's.
No question.
I mean, that's the way it's turned out.
Well, that was necessarily true in the Western Foothills because North Lincoln was very good. But, yeah, you're right.
Yep. Well, and they were still alive till last night too.
right.
You had two conference champs playing last night, and then you had a two teams that tied for a second, but with 4 losses in conference. I mean, those teams beat up on each other all year long. You know, I mean, they wasn't it 10-4 that the 3 teams finished. I think North Lincoln was 12-2, and then you had East Lincoln, St. Stephen's, and East Lincoln was like 1-3. They got off to a real slow start in the conference, but they heated up as the season went along, and they're still hot right now. They're still winning baseball games. North Lincoln fell last night 7-3 to South Rowan. I apologize, I don't have a lot of details or any details, to be honest with you.
I know North was up 3-2.
Yeah,
and I think
that was the last lead, obviously.
South Rowan got 5 in the 6th, I think it was.
So they got them all in the 6th.
I think it was the 6th.
Okay, yeah. See, that's you already told me something there I did not know.
That's according to the Max Preps line score.
Okay, and usually that's about all we got to go on, and usually that's pretty. To be honest, that's pretty accurate most of the time because it's usually entered by either a coach or somebody very close to the team, right? So let's see, just to double check here on that North Lincoln game last night. No, it's not been entered in Game Changer yet either. All it says was they lost 7-3. North Lincoln started the playoffs with a conference opponent in North Iredale. They were behind in this game to North Iredale in the first round. They wound up winning 7-4. Round 2, they beat Crest in a classic baseball game, 2-1. And then on Tuesday, they traveled to number 2 seed West Henderson and pulled out a 4-3 win. So their games have been tight, but they were winning them till last night, and just ran into a good South Rowan team that wins that game last night by a score of 7-3. So Cherryville, Mike, we'll mention Cherryville as well, also in our listening area, the Cherryville Ironmen. They overcome a 3-run deficit in the 7th inning on Tuesday.
Down 3-1.
Okay, my bad. A two-run deficit. They scored 3. That's what I should have said. They scored 3 to win. But last night, not near as much trouble with Uwharrie. I know Uwharrie led. What they lead 4-3 maybe or something like that. But Cherryville.
It seemed like the game was. Yeah, it was.
But Cherryville didn't win 7-4.
Pull up the line score here real quick.
Was it 7-4 in that final for Cherryville last night?
7-5.
7-5.
I can't find the line score, just the final.
We don't need the line score.
I'm just trying to see how the game went back and forth.
Well, while you look at that, a couple of things came in from Lenny. See if you guys know who this is. I heard that Maggie Peterson died this week, passed away last weekend. Maggie Peterson passed away last weekend. For those of those that do not know who that is,
I do.
And I was one of them. That's what it says. Lenny says I was one of them, and I'll say the same thing. I did not remember that was the real name of this person, and that person is?
Well, she was enamored of Coach of Sheriff
enamored
Andy.
with you can't even remember Andy's name? Andy Taylor?
Andy Taylor. She was okay. It was that group of people. What did they call themselves? A family?
They called themselves by their last name.
I know, but I can't think of their name.
The Darlings.
The Darlings, yeah.
Charlene Darling.
Yeah. Anyway, she was engaged to be married or something, and she saw Sheriff Taylor or something. I don't know.
They were in probably
in prison.
Anywhere from 5 to 10 episodes.
5 to 10 episodes.
But yeah, Charlene Darling.
Charlene Darling. Maggie Richards.
Yeah. Anybody that watched Andy Griffin knows who the Darlings are, and she passed away last weekend. I hadn't heard heard that news.
I did see that.
Yep.
81, I think. I believe.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Lenny also says, I saw another Charlotte school had to forfeit their games. This time it was J.L. Chambers High football that had to.
Following on the heels of West Charlotte and Myers Park.
Yep. Did West Charlotte do that?
Mm-hmm.
I know West Charlotte.
Sure did.
I think West Charlotte came into play in this one because the running back at Chambers lived in the West Charlotte district.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's back at West Charlotte.
Yep.
So, as Ernest T. Bass would say, I love you, Charlene.
Yeah,
I'm a little
right.
mean, but I make up for it because I'm healthy.
Classic line.
Yep. Those are some great shows. And, of course, Charlene Darling will be missed. We'll take our final time out We appreciate you tuning in to Sports Talk this morning. Back here in the studio, I'm giving Lanny a little walking time here. We'll take a time out. Back with the fourth quarter in a moment.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stifel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners. And welcome back.
Sports Talk, final segment of our show this morning. Lenny says Cherville was trailing 2-0, but tied it in the bottom of the first. They were trailing 2-0 early. That was the only time they were behind. It was tied at 4-4 before Cherville made it, I guess, 7-4, and then it wound up 7-5. So Cherville advances. They play at home in game one. Should be scheduled to play at home in game one. They're the 3 seed versus
5 seed Union.
What academy?
Union Academy out of Monroe.
And they're the 5. Okay. I was just looking, talking about baseball and continuing on. There's a good group of seniors graduating off this East Lincoln team, including what's his name?
Michael. Michelle,
Michelle, yeah. And Gavin Hauser. Just looking at some of the names that are in the starting lineup, but
not a senior.
But that's what I was going to tell you. They have a pretty good nucleus that will return next year on this. Now Smiley will be a big loss. And Smiley's a catcher, and he's probably been the starter for 3 years on this team behind the plate, and he'll be a big loss too. But just
how about in the pitching department?
Borchart's a junior. Evan Mateo is a freshman. Seth Hagler. Oh, he's one of the ones that graduates. Hagler does graduate. Carson Dale, who pitched last night in the 4th round, is a sophomore.
Ooh.
Logan Palmer. I know he graduates. Let's see. There's a couple more names I was going to give you here. Isaac Armstrong, who I'm not sure is not their best all-around
we talked
guy.
about that.
He bats leadoff. He gives them really solid innings on the mound. He's just a guy that can do a little bit of everything, a 6-foot junior. Trey Spees at shortstop is a sophomore.
Well, yeah.
So
not a bad nucleus.
Mikey Ross in the outfield, who's a junior. So, they'll have I don't know. I'm guessing they'll contend again next year, at least in the conference. They might not get as far as they've gotten this year, but they should.
Hauser, obviously a big loss. You mentioned Smiley behind the plate.
And Michelle.
Yeah,
that's that's a lot of pop. A lot of pop going to be taken out of the batting order too.
Yeah.
So, to be quite honest, but
I'm sure they'll be solid.
Oh yeah, well, I always think so. But just to run through last night, Providence beat West Forsyth 4-3, and the story on Providence, Brett, is they're what?
31-0.
31-0 in the 4A bracket. The Providence
Panthers.
Is that what they are?
I think so.
Okay, I'll take your word for it because
Not the Friars.
Yep, and don't forget and don't confuse this with Providence Day.
No,
because Providence Day is a private school in Charlotte.
Right.
This is Providence High, as far as I know, a very public school in the city of Charlotte. A winner last night and a good one over West Forsyth by a run. Whiteville, what is that? Thought that was Mike. Whiteville beat Roanoke Rapids by a score of 3-2 last night. We already mentioned to you that South Rowan defeated North Lincoln 7-3. Cherville over Uwharrie 7-5. Perkins over Chatham Central 7-0 to advance. Union Academy, that'll be Cherville's opponent. They beat South Stokes 7-0. The game Mike and I had here on WLON, East Lincoln beat St. Stephen's 4-1. Fuquay beat Topsail last night 12-2. T.C. Roberson over Myers Park 5-2. And Randleman, listen to this, East Surrey knocked off East Rutherford on Tuesday 2-1. Randleman last night 10-0 over East Surrey. 10-0 over a good East Surrey team.
The pitching wow, 53.
That's all you can say is wow. 53-0. 53-0 in four playoff games, right?
Mm-hmm.
4 playoff games. So the date of today is the 21st.
Yes.
According to this, it's already showing games slated for Tuesday, including Union Academy at Cherville, T.C. Roberson Providence, Fuquay and Pinecrest, Whiteville and North Lenoir, Randleman and Community School at Davidson. And I'm guessing the others maybe just haven't been loaded, as to what their plans are. Maybe the coaches haven't talked to each other to confirm, because one we don't see on here is East Lincoln. I do not see anything on here about.
Well, we're assuming that you.
There you go. Mike loves to do that.
No, I said assume.
I know.
Yeah.
I know exactly
But
what
the first
you
rule
said.
of journalism: never assume.
That's right.
That was East Surrey's just their second loss.
Second
of the
loss
year.
all year. Who was that? Do you know?
Their other one was Davie County.
4A.
Yeah.
Yeah, East Surrey's good in everything.
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, as far as boys sports go, I know they're pretty good in girls too, but just keeping up with the boys and what goes on each and every year, they're pretty good in everything. Lenny says he heard that Cherville's core was 1 senior, 8 juniors, and a sophomore. So anything they do now can be expected maybe again next year. Don't know who that 1 senior is and how valuable.
I did see a couple stats. A kid named Will Fowler, which I think was on the Legion team last year. He's hitting like 453, but I can't see any others. But, wow, 8 juniors. That's
Cherville's already had that 1 game that they probably shouldn't have won.
Shouldn't have won.
That they won,
And
with
right.
3 runs in the bottom of the 7th. But, that happens freakishly a lot at Fraley Field, don't it, Mike?
Well, I've been covering games there for 40 years, and, that's been it's not uncommon.
Yeah.
Late inning magic.
7 minutes left. Hot topics. Mike, you acted like when we come in here this morning there was a lot. I don't know if there was a lot. Yeah.
Let's see, hot topics. The Nick Saban, Jimbo Fisher feud. Anybody want to add anything to that?
There's feuds everywhere.
Yeah.
Makes
for good TV.
Does. They jump all over it, right?
Yeah.
Lenny said he thinks Trip Creason. Is that right?
Crisson.
No, not Tripper Chris.
I don't think Tripper Crisson plays for Cherville. He's not a senior at Cherville right now, so it wouldn't be Tripper Crisson. So he's put in here Creason.
Yeah, I remember seeing that on the roster.
Do you?
And I was thinking about how close that was.
Yeah,
very close.
Yeah.
Tripper Crisson.
Yeah. Who was the coach at York,
Yeah.
South Carolina, by the way, and I think his team fell in the district finals. They do it in districts down there instead of regions, and I think his team fell in the district finals this year at York. But
I've only seen Cherville play once this year, and I really I do know the Fowler kid, but I don't really know the rest of the roster that well.
Well, if you don't, then nobody in this room. Richard says all regionals will start on Tuesday and be Thursday, and if needed, Saturday, barring extenuating circumstances, weather or proms, but most proms are done. Yeah. Yep, you're right. It's like we mentioned earlier, there are a couple schools that are already done. It's a couple school systems are already.
Yeah, I was reading this Salisbury
think
Post article, and it says starting at South Rowan on Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, if it's Mike London, that's what he had.
Yeah.
On his tweet that it'd be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and
The
that's good.
Guru
I like
of Salisbury sports.
That's right. I do like it that way because day in the middle, and it gives you a rain makeup day. I mean,
Brett, any thoughts on the lottery, the NBA draft lottery, Orlando? Does it really matter?
I thought you was talking about the mega giveaway, and I was going to say I have a thought on it. I'd like to win it, but yeah.
Number one, who do you think's going to go? Number one.
I don't know. It sounds like this one's a little more up in the air than a lot of the past drafts.
It's going to be one of 3 players, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be one of one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean it.
So who are the 3? You just said Bancaro.
Chet Holmgren
of
Gonzaga, and then Jabari Smith from Auburn.
Right.
And
I just can't imagine somebody named Chet Holmgren to get picked.
From what I've read, it looks like Jabari Smith is what most people think.
Mm-hmm.
That he'll go number 1, and then it's
from
Auburn.
Auburn, okay.
Yep. It's sort of that's been the top 3 all season.
I've read that Trevor Kills has had some really good workouts, and he's likely going to stay in the draft. He's the one Duke player that could still decide to come back. But they're talking like he's going to be taken in the first round.
So that means Duke, and we all have an interest in that, is probably going to have to go to the portal because we just found out that Joey Baker, who
how will they get by?
Without Joey Baker. Come on.
How will they
The
manage?
leader. Been there 4 years. But he did get his degrees graduating. But he decided to take his talents, such as they are elsewhere, even though he did have another year of eligibility. So
I've read about a guard from Northern Iowa.
yeah, A.J. Green visited the campus on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think so.
And said he's down to 2 schools,
Yeah,
Duke and
if he-
is it Iowa State.
Yeah, if he doesn't pull out of the draft.
Didn't he play for the Bengals?
Yeah. So yeah, but
That name sounded familiar.
he said it.
But something I saw said his dad was an assistant or works at Iowa State.
So
yeah.
he said
and
if he stays in college and withdraws his name, that he will choose between Iowa State and Duke.
Lenny says the Murray kid from Iowa is climbing up on the draft board.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Well, you didn't sound real convincing, Mike, but yeah, that's true.
I said
So,
climbing up, but I didn't say top 3.
yeah, yeah. I think I saw Iowa play. Well, bits and pieces, but I think I saw them play one game full, maybe an NCAA tournament. Might have been the game they lost.
They lost
Yeah.
early.
Who beat them in the? Who beat them in the? Who knocked them out?
them.
I can't remember now. Who knocked them
Iowa. They lost early.
It was an upset too.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
Was it
lost.
Richmond? I don't know. That might not have been.
They lost either first round or second.
that sounds like it. That's right. That sounds like it. Richmond is somebody like that is. Yeah, because remember I had Iowa in the championship game, so I recall that they went out early.
And you base that on the fact they won the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, never again.
Yeah.
They just looked hot playing
They did.
well at the right time. Of course, it don't take but one day
Yep.
to go back cold. you
One
know.
bad game shooting.
Yep, that's all it takes. So we appreciate you tuning in to Sports Talk this morning. I had a good time. Don't forget baseball coming up this week, Tuesday. East Lincoln on the road at South Rowan. We will have it for you. I'm guessing game time 7, but we'll let you know. If that is not the case, we'll let you know what the game time will be. For Mike Powell, Brett Keever, I'm David Keever. See you next week.